Hey, what is up guys? This is TheaBeasty and today I will be doing my last second wind deck guide video ever. It's called The Last Wind. Now the reason for this is because CDPR has decided to nerf the leader ability altogether. From next month you won't be able to play second wind ever again, or at least that's what they tell us now. So the only way in which this one differs from my old one is after the patch notes I had to make a few adjustments. You'll find that cards like Tryggvi Toorsak isn't in this deck anymore. Previously, what Rupture would do is it would damage a card by its power. Now Rupture damages a unit equal to its base power. So if you get a great sword that's worth 26 points, it will just be damaged by 4 points. Therefore, I don't think it's worth it. It will hardly ever come in handy. What did change, however, is the fact that we now have Fabian. Fabian is a melee card that allows you to play a raid card from your deck. Now, he's quite fun to play because if you don't draw your Echo card, namely Blood Eagle, you can just play Fabian and you'll be guaranteed to get him out of your deck, seeing that this is a raid card. You can also add other raid cards to your deck. I, for example, have Stunning Blow. Now, Stunning Blow also changed, so you might just want to take a quick look at this. It says that it damages a unit by 4, and if it has armor, it increases damage to 6. Normally this was 7, so just take it in account when you play Stunning Blow from now on. Then we have Scal. Scal is just a nice card you get for 7 provisions. It's 10 points, and he kills himself if he's damaged to the point of 5 or less. So I quite like this. It's a strong finisher in a short round, and you can also pull it with your Echo card without actually having to kill a unit because it's 7 provisions. Then we have Skjordal Drummond. Now, I didn't normally have this in my deck, but seeing that we don't have Tryggvi anymore, this is a great control card. It's a veteran card, meaning that every round you still have this card in your deck. He grows by 1 point. So if you play this round 3, Skjordal will be worth 5 points, and you can damage a card by his base power, which would also be 5 points of damage. All in all, a good card to have in my opinion. Then we have all the normal cards we normally had. We have Heimdall, we have Harald on Crate, we have Wild Boar of the Sea, which has also been changed. He is now worth 3 points, which doesn't really mean anything for us because we don't use him for his point value. We use him for what he does. So a lot of people aren't happy with this change, especially since he's now 11 provisions where he was 12. So some people say this has been a buff, and I am one of those people. I now think it's even better to have this card in your deck. Then we have our Gremist. Though it's not really necessary to have it unless you're playing against Nilfgaard. I included this originally to get rid of a Tryggvi Rupture symbol, but now we merely have it for when we play against Nilfgaard. We still have Herkia, we have our Decoction, we have 2 great swords, our Drummond Berserker. We changed some of the bronzes because of the changes that took place. For example, we now have 1 Drummond Villager. Instead of 4 bleeding, she now gives 3 bleeding. So I added her to get damage in before we play our great swords if we want to. We have our Haymay Protector as normal. It's a warrior, so you still get a extra point if you play him after you played your Harald card in his 3rd form. We have 2 Drummond Berserkers. We have our Uncrate Blacksmith. We still have our Uncrate Raider, though we just have 1 of them now. And lastly, we have 2 Uncrate Marauders. They split 3 damage randomly between all enemy units. I quite like these. They're only 4 provision cards, and if you have great swords, these are just perfect. So, that's the last second wind deck you will ever see coming from me. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you play the hell out of it while you still can. Thanks for watching, guys. I go first, alright. Alle goede dinge sind 3. Alle goeie dinge is... I just don't know what the Drei stands for again? What does Drei stands for? Alright, so we're Blue Queen, we get rid of the Ankh Marauder, and we get rid of the Stunning Blow. And the Drummond Villager. All good things in 3? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, well, I just can't see how that is the case.
A billion barrels of burning pitch.
Interesting. We're listening to free DMCA music so we can quickly win a game or two and make a deck out of it. Alright, where do we begin? Ankh Greatsword. I did. I did, bribery. Wait, I do believe I actually got proper music. Yeah, I got proper music at some point. Which is also DMCA free. Yeah, that's fine. Made by a professional. Okay.
I'll gut you like fishes!
Everyone's suggesting music. Oh. Sneaky. We're gonna end up eating you though. Or well, killing you, I guess.
Swear it upon the gods, I will avenge my father.
Are you playing Triple Kiki?
On crate!
I think he's playing Triple Kiki. Yeah, here it is. I have his entire collection. Alright. Yeah, I'm not planning to use Morkvark just yet. King Denpai in the chat. How are you doing, friends? How are you feeling?
The guns are with us!
Actually hitting the same one. Very odd. Had a 12-hour stream. That's insane. How did it go?
Your skull will make a fine tanker.
I keep forgetting to use this little buddy. Really, really well. I'm really glad to hear that. Is my kitty still? Yeah, she's still sleeping there in the background. That's adorable. Aw. Yeah, he is definitely playing Kiki.
I fear nothing.
You just burned your finger slightly on a belt sander. I am sorry to hear that. That sounds horrible. Yay. Now, because he's playing Triple Kiki, I do believe I might need to push. Depends what we draw. But he's 100% playing Triple Kiki. All of these are pretty nice.
Bury corpses? Nay, feed our foes to the crabs while they still live.
I still love my belt sander more than I love Nilfgaard. Poor Nilfgaard. How are the games going? Well, they went horrendously until we switched to Skellige, which of course is going wonderfully. I've never played The Witcher #1, by the way. I really should.
The time has come!
Lionheart! Are you okay? I really hope you're doing alright, and thanks for the sub. Lionheart has some very bad migraines right now, guys. So the fact that he's watching is in itself a breakthrough. Nearly 2 days. I just knew something happened. The worst part is Lionheart was talking about the fact that he was going to go for a drive for the first time in like forever. And the fact that he didn't respond for 2 days was like, something bad is happening. I don't know what, but something bad has happened and we need to get to the bottom of this. Luckily, it turned out alright in the end. I'm glad you're okay, Lionheart. I'm just trying to figure out how far we need to go here because we are bleeding him quite nicely.
Over my dead and cold body.
I have an ocular migraine giving me... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the time when I, on stream, couldn't see anymore. I didn't know migraines like that existed. I thought I was having a stroke. So I can emphasize with that, and especially if it's not going away. That sounds absolutely terrible. Okay, Lionheart. We hope you get better. Take your time, friend. And thanks for popping by. Everyone says hello, by the way. Outlaw Man says he hopes you get better. Migraine. Yes, migraine. No, see, it's not migraine because I'm not experiencing it. It's now a migraine. I know I'm talking utter rubbish, but I'm gonna call it a migraine, so... Oh? Why do you go for that? Are we just gonna go for the 2-0? I wonder. I almost don't want to go for the 2-0. Do we just pass now? So we can have last say? Take a sip. English is weird. Let's read this H. So why are you saying example, hey? What's your favorite? Oh. Interesting. What's your favorite TV show series? Oof, right now I don't get a chance to watch anything. Wow, it's been so long. I mean, I could talk about old series. I watched like The Office, that was cool. I like Family Guy, The Simpsons, I like South Park, Futurama. I don't just watch animations either. I'm trying to think of some series. It's been so long. I watched Chernobyl, I loved that. I watched Game of Thrones, I loved that too. Very much. Okay, so these are very bad for us and we need to get rid of them now. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm sorry, I had to, friend. We're playing Triple Kiki and we know. We all can see through you. Everything until now has led up to this. We know exactly what you want to do. Ooh. I like.
To arms, all of yous! I once lopped off 3 heads with 1 blow.
Oh yes, obviously King Dane Pie. Ooh yes, okay. Black Sails is amazing. House of Cards. Ah, I haven't gotten to it. When you say House of Cards, I think of House. The guy who is a doctor. In that one episode. Oh.
If I go down, I'm taking you.
Tiger King, yes, I unfortunately watched that too. Hey, Chitterpo is here too. The whole Twitch fam is right here in chat. The Last Kingdom is good if you guys like Vikings and Saxon stuff. Breaking Bad, I watched Breaking Bad with my mom. But not the whole thing because I was studying for exams. It's the story of my life. Every time something good comes out, I can't watch it because of exams. Oh no, not again.
Ho ho, I sense trouble.
Vites, thanks for the follow. Yeah, Kygo, yeah. It would really be necessary to determine where the fire started, where the relatives were. Were they all asleep? Did it start in the brother's room and he perished first? Then it spread? Like, these things are so necessary to determine. Didn't I get 2 wins already? Not with the correct music, no. We were talking about other things back then.
Resist the Yow's will, and that's how we'll end you.
Do you want to hear another interesting thing about criminal law, or should I not talk about it anymore and focus on Gwent instead? Yes, please. Rearrange the beds. Have you heard about the thin skull rule?
Barrels of burning pitch.
The thin skull rule. It's based on criminal law this time.
Back where you
haven't,
belong.
alright?
Wenches on your wains.
Well, it's based off a case where a man went to steal something from another man, and what he did was he pushed the man, and the man happened to be really overweight, so he pushed the overweight man in order to subdue him, and the man fell and he cracked his skull against the pavement and died. He had a thin skull, and that's where the thin skull rule came from. Basically what it means is, even though the criminal said, listen, I didn't mean to kill him, It's not my fault he had a thin skull and died. I just pushed him.
You think me
The court said it doesn't matter. You have to take them as you find them. Even though you didn't know he had a thin skull, you killed him, and therefore you're going to jail for murder. Or well, at least culpable homicide. So that's where the thin skull rule came from. It means if your victim happens to have some sort of ailment or something is wrong with him and you don't know, and you push him and he dies, or you do something like really simple and it ends up in him getting really hurt, you will still be held accountable for it. That's where the thin skull rule came from.
On crate!
It's like, oh, it's not my fault the granny had a heart attack when I tried to rob her. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. And the court will treat it like that. Yeah, it's interesting, right? A lot of interesting things you learn in law. Now you know. Now you know more. I can't remember if it was murder or culpable homicide bribery. I'd have to check that up. But it was on the purposeful side, yeah. He was held accountable for it, if I can put it like that. I think we want to get both out, so I'm gonna put you here.
I once lopped off 3 heads with 1 blow.
When you scare your friends and all of them get a heart attack. Yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea. What if you tickle him?
I make the laws here.
I mean, then he was probably on the brink of death already, you know. As long as you weren't robbing him while you were tickling him, I think you will be okay.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Yeah, we can probably pass after this. Yeah, the thin skull rule bribery. If we pass now, we get last say. Yeah. Not too bad. That's the thing about law. A lot of people think it's just a bunch of rules written down, but we have a system of authority, right? So a lot of the laws are cases. So in other words, instead of a law being written down in a book, you refer to a case where a decision was made, and that decision is now law because it was made in a court of law. So that's how these types of laws originate, because of cases like that. So we're technically referring to that case that took place, and because that was the decision in the court, it's now authority, and we refer to that when we need to bring a new case to court, basically. So you won't find the thin skull rule in your constitution, or at least in mine, but you will refer to the case and it will count as law. That's pretty much how law works, if any of you ever wondered. But can someone actually prove that the person would have already died if they hadn't had a thin skull? I mean, the person died more easily, but they could have died anyway. The person would have died if they didn't have a thin skull. I mean, he fell on the pavement, so a normal person definitely wouldn't have died. They could show that it wasn't supposed to happen, but the fact that he was pushed on purpose by a robber, that was enough to sentence the robber.
For the feeble of heart!
No. No. Are you kidding me? Can I not throw it away? How?
Thank you. That was very kind.
Haha, yeah. How? I've never had that a problem in my entire life.
Gods, not a moment's peace.
I had last say and everything. Oh well, yeah, bribery. He got brain damage because of it. He died. No, again, we're kind of in the same position here.
Women, children, elders, we spare none.
You know, it's more like the guy died and it was
Very
clear that
corpses? Nay, feed
he
our
had a
foes to
very
the
thin
crabs while they
skull,
still
and
live.
the normal person under those circumstances wouldn't have cracked their skull merely because they fell down and hit their head against the pavement.
To arms, all of yous.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. Oh yeah, definitely kick W. Definitely. Alright.
Blow the horn! Clang the gong!
He just did. I mean, it's obviously possible. People have various different ailments. But yeah, it's like you have to put yourself in the situation. This guy goes to rob another guy. He pushes him to the ground. And the guy bumps his head against the pavement and just dies. And obviously this robber is like taking it back. He didn't mean to kill him, but he did kill him. And in court, he's like, well, I didn't mean to kill this guy. It's not my fault he had a thin skull. And that's why that law is so necessary, because it doesn't matter if he wanted to kill him. He ended up killing a man, right? So that definitely is the defense. The thin skull rule goes for anything. So it's like, oh, you pushed over a lady and she happened to have extreme deformities and her bones are very weak. That's your problem, right? You shouldn't have pushed her. And yeah, that definitely is, so that you can't have that sort of defense. It's, you take your victim as you find them, basically. Okay. Hey, Bribery, we're still waiting. It could go either way.
Here's the better loot than in your wildest,
touch my
wettest
way,
dreams.
Ron.
Thanks for
I'll not
listening to
let you.
Spotify. No, really. You could have listened to the radio. You could have spun some vinyl.
On crate! I will not bend my neck for that cripple. I once lopped off 3 heads with 1 blow. Finally. The time has come! No prisoners! Lead them to the sea!
Arr. Oh my gosh, no. Please tell me you don't have Morkvar. That would be such a misplay. Doesn't have Morkvar. Alright. GG. GG, friends. GG.